Time Warner Cable is pleased to be an underwriting sponsor for Carolina Week.
Coming up on the September 28th edition of Carolina Week.
A one-on-one interview with the man who's putting the pressure on UNC's Greek system to clean up its act. I'm Andrea Blanford. Hear more from Winston Crisp coming up.
We'll take you inside the newly finished North Carolina Cancer Hospital.
In sports, the Heels continue to dominate in the Carlisle Cup, but the football team falters for the first time this season.
Weathercaster Dan McKimmey will tell us if we can expect these seasonal temperatures to last through the week.
All that and a march to show pride in Durham.
Carolina Week starts right now.
From the James F. Goodman Studio in the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, connecting campus and community, this is Carolina Week.
The relationship between the university and the Greek system is a bit shaky following several recent events involving fraternities and sororities. Good evening, I'm Christina Montserrat.
And I'm Bethany Tuggle. The top official for Greek affairs on campus says it's time to clean things up. Recent cocaine arrests and the death of Delta Kappa Epsilon President Cortland Smith have caused lots of tension. Our Andrea Blanford had the chance to sit down with Assistant Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, Winston Crisp.
Generally speaking, the university is supportive of the Greek community and of fraternities and sororities, but it's also true that there are negatives that are frequently associated with Greek life at Carolina. That have to do with behavior and alcohol abuse and parties and that sort of atmosphere, and that we absolutely expect for the negative behaviors that come with and are associated with Greek life to be dealt with and to change.
In regards to the recent controversy itself, is this just a case of bad timing with the Cortland Smith case, or would the university have paid this much attention to the fraternities had that not happened? Had the chancellor not launched this ongoing investigation that we're seeing right now?
We always pay attention to these issues. We always investigate these issues. Similar conversations to the one that I had with the new members Greek Council happen every year. So I don't want to give the impression that somehow because of the attention that has been garnered because of Cortland's death or because of these other issues that all of a sudden the university is paying attention to this issue. We always have.
You were quoted in the DTH as saying, "I'm tired of standing up for you and having you spit in my face." You take this personally.
The health and well-being of students on this campus is primarily why I'm here, and I absolutely take that seriously and personally. So on some level, the answer to your question is yes, I take that personally.
You also said in that article that you deal with this on a weekly basis. Once every weekend, there's something that you have to deal with that's coming directly from fraternities on campus. Are you tired?
Am I tired? It is my job to deal with these sorts of things, so in that level, no. But at the same time, I think yes, that at some point we want and we always are striving to have our student body go through this process of maturation and growth into the sort of independent adults that we hope to graduate in a way that is safe and healthy and responsible.
What would the perfect relationship look like?
The perfect relationship would be one and when we are engaged together to promote leadership, to promote all of the positive activities, community service, scholarship, the spirit of shared journeying that exists within Greek life, that we're spending all of our time working together on how to advance those things and having to spend no time, frankly, dealing with behavioral issues. That would be obviously a perfect day.
Crisp also said there hasn't been any connection between Cortland Smith's death and his participation in the Greek system. You can see the entire interview at our website, carolinaweek.org.
Some doctors and staff at UNC hospitals are supporting universal health care. They held a rally on Friday. The angry white coats, as they call themselves, held up signs, wore buttons, and chanted, hoping to get the attention of North Carolina's legislative bodies.
Universal health care! Universal health care!
A About 70 supporters stood in front of the entrance of UNC hospitals to advocate for healthcare reform. The group supports the public option currently under consideration by lawmakers. Some medical professionals, like Dr. Jonathan Koch, believe that private health insurance companies are the root of the problem.
They don't know a thing about healthcare.
Lawmakers are still debating a number of bills in Washington.
Waste our time.
Lawmakers are still debating a number of different bills in Washington.
A group on campus is trying to ease international students into life at Carolina, and an international potluck sure helps. French cuisine, German dishes, and of course a UNC favorite, Poke Sticks, were just some of the food items that delighted both international and American students. Easing Abroad Students Entry, a student organization called EASE, is devoted to helping abroad students integrate into UNC and learn the Carolina way. Each of the 94 international students who arrived at UNC from 23 different countries has a mentor, which helped them all through their first days in the States.
The future of the environment seems to be on everyone's minds these days, including managers at Walmart. One of Walmart's top environmental sustainability experts spoke at UNC's Keenan Flagler Business School on Friday. Senior VP Matt Kistler outlined the store's efforts to eliminate waste and help sustain the environment. Kistler says with more than 140 million shoppers a week, Walmart is trying to set the pace for environmental standards, including adding a sustainability label on all products.
Two groups are joining forces to give hope to people around the world. That's Krista Wells performing at Carolina Hope Fest on Sunday. This year, the festival partnered with Nourish International, a student-led nonprofit organization with the goal of eradicating global poverty. Volunteers talked to people and passed out flyers about their mission. The money raised will benefit Nourish International's UNC chapter.
The State Employees Combined campaign is underway. It kicked off as part of UNC's 23rd annual charity fair in the Great Hall. More than 40 nonprofit agencies participated in the charity fair today. Last year, this event raised more than $800,000. But Chairman Bill Roper says he wants to raise even more. His goal is to increase last year's donations by $10,000. The kickoff gave away free box lunches to the first people in the door, and Chancellor Thorpe was the keynote speaker.
The class of 2013 has been called the smartest and most diverse in the history of UNC. Facundo Del Fichar has the story.
It's difficult to see how smart someone is, but freshmen can sure recognize diversity in their ranks.
Just within my group of friends that I've made since I got here, there's just people from all different nationalities and just a lot of different points of view that you can be exposed to here.
I saw more of a diversity in religion and background and cultures that was very emphasized in the campus community.
With 44 states and 23 countries represented in the new class, students and faculty believe diversity will spur debate inside classrooms and bring excitement to campus. Almost 35% of all incoming students have non-Caucasian heritage, and that's not the only thing that makes this group stand out. Admissions officer Herb Davis says the new class has also outsmarted past generations.
And you will find that they have outstanding academic credentials in terms of the kinds of courses they take.
Almost 1/5 of all incoming students are the first generation in their families to go to college. Also, 80% of them graduated in the top 10% of their class and are excited to be Tar Heels.
I expect hopefully to learn more about different people, different cultures, religions, practices. I expect to have a lot of fun too, so it's a great school.
Mainly, I just hope to meet a lot of really good people, hopefully get to see us win another national championship and learn a lot.
Davis says it's a symbiotic relationship. Great students attend a great university, which makes them even better.
You will find that the community will say, oh my goodness, I can see a difference in this student since they've been to Carolina.
And all of these students want people to see a difference. In Chapel Hill, I'm Facundo Del Villar, Carolina Week.
The class of 2013 is also the largest class UNC has ever seen.
The advancement of healthcare research is taking place right here on our campus.
Coming up, we'll take you inside the newly finished North Carolina Cancer Hospital.
Let's go, man.
Hello imagine your life without animals? Here at the Durham Animal Shelter, we can't. So come see us. Your new best friend is already expecting you.
Let's give it a shot. You can do it this time. I gotta get a real dog.
When it comes to babies, appearances can be deceiving. Look at this brainwave. Very active. And this one, not doing much. You make the difference by reading, singing, and talking from birth. Studies prove it. An early start, now that's smart.
Check it out, man.
What is that?
It looks like someone's belly. Yeah, probably lost it walking on the beach.
Man, just leave it. Let's go.
The North Carolina Cancer Hospital is a state-of-the-art facility dedicated to bettering the lives of people in North Carolina. Chris Neal has more.
The newly built North Carolina Cancer Center was on display for public viewing this weekend. Patients, staff members, physicians, and residents were all on hand to view the 315,000 square foot facility at Saturday's open house. Everyone in attendance was excited to see the finished product.
It's just so exciting to see all the space, the open windows, how they can be able to handle more people now, when before they were so crowded over in the other space.
The $207 million complex will house the UNC Lineberger Comprehensive Cancer Center. The state provided $180 million of that cost. Hospital administrators say the facility will enhance research and treatment.
The Cancer Center here, the North Carolina Cancer Hospital, is both a gift and a responsibility that we've now been given by the state legislature to provide the best care we can for the patients from across the state.
The new cancer hospital has over 100 examination rooms, 50 inpatient beds, and 21 emergency treatment spaces. It also has a space for a new comprehensive cancer support program for patients and families dealing with cancer.
And the new facility is much more than chrome and glass. It represents the expanded potential of providing patients, such as Mary Sigmund, with better care.
I'm excited that they're coming out with new medicines for my cancer. One of the large cancer centers of the country is right here.
Advocates believe the hospital will serve patients in our state for years to come. In Chapel Hill, I'm Chris Neal, Carolina Week.
The new cancer hospital is equipped to treat 3 times as many patients as the previous facility.
Despite the official arrival of fall, we're still in the midst of hurricane season. Even though UNC students are enjoying Carolina blue skies, hurricane season doesn't officially end until the last day of November. Faculty experts say students should understand the effects of a major storm. The Department of Marine Sciences has a research hub on North Carolina's coast that tracks hurricanes. If a hurricane were to hit land this fall and ruin days like these, UNC students would stay informed via Alert Carolina.
Well, Bethany, it's not hurricane weather today.
That's right. It's a beautiful day. Hey!
Are you still studying for your rock and roll exam?
Yeah, but luckily we have Dan McKimmey here to talk about weather.
Yeah, it's a very nice day out there. It's a little bit warm and windy, but we are expecting some pretty big changes ahead. Coming up on Carolina Week, I'll let you know just how soon we'll see some fall-like weather and when we'll finally see the warm weather move on out.
What is that thing?
Looks like somebody's double chin. Must have lost it snacking on fruits and vegetables.
Somebody's gonna trip on that.
Un día en el bosque las ratas jugaban. Escucha Smokey antes de tratar.
Solo tú.
No juegues con fósforos, no juegues con fuego. No hay nada perturbable con el conejo asustado. A un pobre ratón sin casa en que vivir. Si el hermoso bosque es lo que
prevenir los fuegos forestales.
Welcome back to Carolina Week. I'm Dan the Weatherman with your weather plans for the week ahead. Well, it's been very warm and windy if you've been outside today. It's felt really nice out there. It's been dry. But we also did see the sunshine return. Over the weekend, it was pretty cloudy and wet. But we are going to see some big changes ahead. Fall is coming. It's coming tomorrow, by the way, and it's going to be very nice and cool. Let's take a look at the satellite radar. We'll see across the nation. Right now, it's generally clear. We do have some showers and clouds stretching from the Great Lakes down to Tennessee. And if we take a closer look to the Carolinas, we'll see across Chapel Hill and Raleigh, it's very dry out there right now. Not a cloud in the sky. If you want to see clouds, you're going to have to go all the way out towards the west. Places in Asheville and Winston-Salem, they've seen some clouds, and that's ahead of a cold front. Now, if we take a look at the surface map, you'll see this cold front draped from about Canada down through the portions of the southeast. That's coming through over the next couple of days, and that's going to bring some cooler weather in behind it and very nice conditions, as noted on the map. An area of high pressure will be driving this front, so in behind it, it's going to bring some drier and some nicer weather. Temperatures have been in the 80s like they were today. We're going to see temperatures down into the 70s over the next couple of days. One big factor is the jet stream. Whenever the jet stream dips down like this, usually we'll see some chillier conditions and also some drier conditions as well, and that's going to be the case for at least the next week. However, off to the west, you'll notice the jet stream rises up, and ahead of that, they have some really warm weather. So while they're going to be baking in some really warm weather, we're going to have some very nice chilly weather here. Now, of course, with the cooler temperature around, you may wonder, well, are the leaves going to be changing color? They are patchy out towards the mountains. Places like Boone, Blowing Rock, you could see some patchy colors, but for any fall colors, you're really going to have to go pretty far north up to places like Michigan and Wisconsin, parts of New York. So it's going to be a couple more weeks until we see some changes in the leaves, but until then, just enjoy the fall weather. So tomorrow, sunny skies across the board. Asheville, 67 degrees, very cool out there. Charlotte, about 73 and 70s across the board for everyone else. And then as we go into tonight, the weather looks pretty decent as well across here. Lower 50s for many areas, 49 out towards Greensboro. Mostly clear skies. The wind will pick up a little bit, so you might need that jacket if you're heading out. And then tomorrow afternoon, we're expecting sunny skies across the region. 70s for most of us, upper mid-70s towards the sandhills and coastal plains. Very nice weather, very fall-like weather. Let's take a look at that 5-day forecast. We'll see on Tuesday, very nice, 73. Wednesday, we'll repeat it again, 73 degrees, very nice weather. And the rest of the week looks pretty much the same. Sunny skies around. We could see some clouds come in by about Friday, and into Saturday, we'll slowly begin to increase our temperatures. Overnight lows in the upper 40s to lower 50s, so very, very nice weather. Fall is finally here, and it looks like the nice weather will stick around through the weekend.
Sounds great. Thanks so much, Dan.
No problem.
Well, talent isn't hard to find at UNC, both in sports and on the stage. Playmakers Repertory Theater Company is now showing Michael Hollinger's opus as its main stage season opener. Director Brendan Fox rehearsed with his cast for more than a month to prepare for their first show of the season. The play is about a classical string quartet that can't seem to keep all their strings intact. The theater collaborated with the Department of Music to help prepare the actors to play opus, composed by Beethoven. The department showed the actors how to properly hold their instruments and move to the music. The show runs until October 11th. Well, Bethany, it seems like maybe a sports team, football team this weekend might have gone to the theater.
That's right. But everyone knows that we're a basketball school, right, Nick?
Yeah, guys. I mean, I'm not completely ready to give up on the football team yet, but still a basketball school at heart.
Right.
And coming up in sports, Roy Williams and Tyler Hansbrough honored again as the best of the decade.
There is really only one boy. One girl. One tree. One forest. One deep, dancing ocean. One mountain calling. One handful of sand through our fingers. One endless sky overhead. And one simple way to care for it all. Please visit earthshare.org and learn how the world's leading environmental groups are working together under one name, EarthShare. One environment, one simple way to care for it.
What's wrong, Mrs. Jenkins?
Oh.
Come on, you can tell me.
Well, there's no funding for the new reading program, and I've tried everything and nothing works. It's not fair. Nobody ever gives me funding.
When adults run out of ideas, they can feel as frustrated as kids. ConnectForKids.org has thousands of resources for helping kids in your community.
Mrs. Jenkins, holding your breath is not going to get you any more funding.
ConnectForKids.org, guidance for grown-ups.
Yes, Tyler Hansbrough is in the NBA. No, that doesn't mean we'll stop talking about him. Coach Roy Williams and Tyler Hansbrough were named the Sporting News College Basketball Coach and Player of the Decade. The pair will be featured in the magazine's latest issue as part of a tribute to college athletics in the past 10 years. The issue features a 14-page spread honoring one athlete in each sport. The magazine chose Hansbrough as Player of the Decade. Former Duke guard Jason Williams was second. Yep, Hansbrough owns Duke yet again. Hansbrough was also named Sporting News' Player of the Year in 2008. The Carlisle Cup continued with women's soccer when the Tar Heels welcomed Duke to Fetzer Field Thursday night. We'll pick things up late in a scoreless game, and the Heels with a corner kick. Marie Lobano's header goes off the crossbar, right back to her. Giddy up. Heels went up 1-0. Game over. Not game over. Duke's on the move with a minute to play. Devils get the friendly bounce and score on the header, knotting the game at 1, and we're headed to overtime. In overtime, Casey Nagara's shot bounces off the keeper, but freshman Alyssa Rich rebounds for the follow-up goal. Heels win it 2-1. See ya. The women's team played again on Sunday against Wake, and Allie Highsmith, a header into the corner of the net. Giddy up. Heels were just getting started. 10 minutes later, keep your eyes in the middle of the screen as the ball drops from the sky, and Jessica McDonald uses her head to sneak the ball past the goalie. Giddy up again. UNC goes on easily to win 4-0, and with this win, they go to 9-0-1. But even as they celebrate, Anton Dorrance has other things on his mind.
And I've got some decisions to make, because with Tobin coming back, I've got to sort out, do we put Allie back to holding? Do we put Tobin in attacking? Do we put Tobin outside? And, who do we take off the field?
The women's field hockey team is also full of talent, number 2 in the country and dominating so far this season. They look to stay undefeated Saturday at Henry Stadium versus Duke. Freshman Kelsey Kolojacek scored twice on almost identical plays. She's hanging around the right side of the goal and sneaking it by. And again, because if you hang around the net, good things happen. Same place right before the half, making it 5-0. But the Carolina defense was the story all day because it was straight up stingy, holding Duke to 3 shots on goal in a 7-0 win. Carolina now leads the Carlisle Cup competition 3-0. UNC football is still feeling the sting of Saturday's loss. Reporter Emily Hawks tells us how the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets managed to take the fight out of the Heels.
The rainy weather in Atlanta on Saturday could have been a sign of what was to come when the Tar Heels faced off against the Yellow Jackets. Georgia Tech's domination started off early with Roddy Jones' 13-yard run for a touchdown just 6 minutes into the game. But UNC quarterback T.J. Yates and the offensive line couldn't seem to find a rhythm. Yates tried to find freshman receivers Eric Highsmith and Durrani Boyd throughout the game, but couldn't seem to connect. Then when Yates missed a snap in the second quarter, the Yellow Jackets had possession and a field goal put Tech up 10-0 at halftime.
And I think as an offense, we just got to take advantage of the drives that we have. We can't just depend on defense every game like we have been, I feel like. And just start fast from now on.
Against UNC's nationally 7th-ranked defense, Tech's triple option offense did what it was supposed to do, tire out the Heels' D-line. Tech's offense ran the ball for a total of 346 yards, giving them 46 minutes of possession to the Heels' 14 minutes.
As a defense, we didn't play the way we needed to play, and it definitely showed. But I can tell you this week, we're definitely going to break every single part of our defense down, and we're definitely going to make ourselves better for next week.
UNC did manage to score midway into the fourth quarter. Yates connected on a 40-yard touchdown pass to Highsmith and seemed to have a little life. But Georgia Tech would chase off any hope the Heels still had as Josh Nesbitt ran the ball for 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to put the Jackets up 24-7. The rain came down as UNC tried to score in the last 4 minutes but failed to deliver, losing to Georgia Tech in Atlanta for the 6th time in a row. In Chapel Hill, I'm Emily Hawks, Carolina Week Sports.
Guys, the team's going to get a chance to redeem themselves this Saturday right here in Chapel Hill, taking on UVA.
That's great. We'll wish them luck.
Let's hope they take advantage of that opportunity. Thanks, Nick.
Thanks so much, Nick. There are plenty of ways to show your pride in the stands or on the streets.
We'll have more when Carolina Week returns.
Recycling all our Sunday papers would save over 500,000 trees a week. Recycle. It's the everyday way to save the world.
If you have a story idea, contact Carolina Week at 843-8292. You can also visit us online at carolinaweek.org. If you have questions about this program, write Carolina Week at Campus Box 3365, UNCCH, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, 27599.
Can I take your order, please?
Yeah. Hi, could I get a number 2 with a lemonade, please?
Could you make that a number 5 and make it a chocolate shake?
Number 5 with a chocolate shake.
What are you doing?
I'm ordering for you.
No, actually, I'd like a number 2
with a chocolate shake.
With a lemonade, actually. Sir, could you please stop that?
I just wanted to order a number 5 with a chocolate shake.
I'd really like you
All
to
right,
stop
lady.
That. I'd like you to stop it.
No.
Hey, there are a lot of ways we can help our community. Spending our money in Orange County, whether it's filling up the car or shopping at local businesses, helps maintain our roads, improves our children's schools, and creates jobs.
Spending your money locally helps us all in a big way. So remember, shop Orange first.
Rainbows can make a dreary day a little brighter.
That was the case Saturday as North Carolina's gay community gathered on Duke's East Campus. Jennifer Brandt has more.
UNC law student Nikki Schaefer didn't march in the North Carolina Pride Parade, but instead she was there raising awareness for the gay community. Schaefer says that the parade and booths are a great way to bring people together.
I think it just encourages a feeling of community and encourages people to understand that they're not alone, that they have rights, and that they're valued members of our community.
While Schaefer educated supporters at her booth, more than 1,200 people marched down Main Street in Durham. Keith Hayes says the parade gives both gays and straights a chance to celebrate what they've already accomplished.
I remember at the beginning of the civil rights movement, I was 8 or 10. It wasn't so easy for me to come out when I was young. Gay people today, it's a lot easier.
This float behind me is just one of 10 commemorative floats celebrating the 25th anniversary of the North Carolina Pride Parade. Despite this rainy weather, about 4,500 people came out to show their support. And Generation Y made up the majority of those participants, with students from UNC, Duke, and UNCG showing their support. Something Hayes says is critical to the gay rights movement.
Young gay people are the next generation that are going to move us forward to true equality in this country.
And as a member of Generation Y, Schaefer is doing just that, as she hopes for a future of equality.
I'll just hope that gay rights can progress to the point where we're not second-class citizens.
But for now, they'll keep on marching. In Durham, I'm Jennifer Brandt, Carolina Week.
Thank you so much for watching.
Good night.